It's time for the final box in Piece by Piece, combining all the mechanics across all the levels we have done so far. So let's get into it. The rift. Everything is breaking apart again. So here we are combining the flipping mechanics with the sketches mechanic where we can attach additional pieces. Now, if we attach the block, we can't flip the pieces anymore. So it's only usable on that one side. And they're still golden pieces, even though I don't think there will be anything else to unlock, but obviously for completion we still want to get them. So it is on the opposite side to where we are now. So in order to get out of here, I presume we need to flip this side and so connect here. And then yes, we will need to use the little sketch so that we can jump up. And then when we're here, we can rotate this piece again and we have the ability to come here. But will we be able to jump high enough to collect the golden piece? Well, we're about to find out. Yes, we can with the use of the block. So now we just have to make it to the exit, which we can connect to going this way, but we can't jump into it yet. We need to unstick the block, bring it here, and then we can go. There we go. First level done. Now we're going into the flip pieces and the teleporters. And actually one of the teleporters is on our flip piece, so the mechanics are bleeding into other pieces from other sets. Well, the door is on the reverse of us and we will need a teleporter to get there. But first the golden piece, which is just on the other side here. Well, to start with, we can connect here. That will let us climb. And we can climb all the way here, and that gives us a teleporter, but it's on the other side. Well, we can do this. That will let us teleport to here. Then reattach this here. Golden piece is ours. Then we will need to get into this teleporter. Quickly detach this here. Because where we need to get is the teleporter by the door. And we can't just jump into it from there. And we're out. Now it's space and sketches, so no more flipping, everything is where we can see it. So we've got a teleporter between those two pieces. We can also attach a bridge either here or here. We can completely block things out, but it will probably help us to jump into this teleporter. And then the door is over there. To get to the golden piece, we need to form this connection. We'll be able to get there. Which means we need to first form this connection. And this is where we're gonna need these bridges. Okay, but we need to do more for that. We need to get in here, jump up to get on a bridge so we can get to a teleporter. Then move the bridge to here, so when we come out of it, we land on the bridge, and then we can go through to down there, remove this piece, move us here, the piece is ours. Now to get to the door, we can exit through here and we can use some whatever we were just doing with the bridge. So unstick it again, transfer it under ourselves, put it here. Now swap the pieces around, swap the door to here, swap ourselves here, and then we're out. Here we're combining mining with the gears, so we'll be able to change directions we're going. And actually, there are a lot of ways the pieces connect, so we will be able to use that to our advantage probably. So we can rotate this piece we're on currently, and we can rotate the exit piece. And the exit piece has very specific blanks, so it only connects with very specific other pieces. It connects above the golden piece, so that's probably how we're making it in there, unless we can make it from the side and jump. But first off, how can we get out of here, right? Because right now we will be making it around this mining infrastructure. So we can connect to here, we'll be able, okay, make it alongside the edge. While we're mining, we can remove this piece, so then he's there just bouncing back and forth, which means we can transfer ourselves to here on this edge, and then we're under the golden piece. But it's not high enough. We can't jump up into there. So we will need to come up from above. In order to come up from above, we need to make it so we travel alongside this line to this specific interjamb, because it will connect to this piece here. So we can now go all the way through here, and then we can rotate ourselves, and that will be on top of the golden puzzle, and we can just drill down to it. And now we can just do the same thing we just did to get to the door, rotate the door, and exit. So next we've got the sticky sketches here, but we also got the copying part. Now, what makes me wonder is, can I copy a puzzle? Yes, while the sticky sketch is on it, right? So we can create that, and that's actually just attached there, and we create a basically new puzzle piece that's a combination of the two. Probably not a very useful thing, what I've created right now, but it helps us see what's possible. So to get to the golden piece, we can connect like this. Obviously, that doesn't get us to it. And even if we put the bridge on, that's too high, right? We will need to be able to fall on it. So what needs to happen is, actually, we do take the copy we've created, and we drop down on the bridge we attached there. Then we can put this down here, and then when we put the bridge here, we can walk on it, and then when we unstick, we will be able to collect the golden piece. There we go. So now we basically have to just do the same thing to get to the door. So replace this with this, fall down onto the bridge, and then reattach ourselves up top here, and off to the door we go. Next, we've got sticky sketches, we've got the copy, which we've already learned, the two can interact, and we've got our mining on all three puzzles. So we're combining more and more things. Two of our puzzle pieces have only top connections, which means the only way they're gonna be connecting is to this piece. But we also get to make a copy like this, and then we can do flat edge connections. This way it doesn't help, but if we swap the two pieces, we now are able to exit to over here. So now we can see that the pattern to get to the golden piece will be to end up at the bottom here. But to end up at the bottom here, we need to come from the top. So now, how do we get to the top? We of course have the sketchy bit as well. It attaches to this shape, but nowhere else otherwise. But obviously there will be maybe something to do with attaching that and making a copy. If we transfer ourselves here and attach this, we might be able to jump here to drill along this side. And now we are able to go down and across to the golden piece. And we're also able to then go up and all the way up top so that we can drill all the way down to where the door is. And we're out. So now we've got the copy mechanic and we've got the rotation mechanic. Presumably, if we make a copy of a rotated piece, yes, it stays whatever the rotation was, we can't keep rotating. It is case by case whether mechanics copy or not, because obviously like the sticky thing's copied, but this does not. To get out of where we're starting, we need to rotate this here and attach it like that. But we need to be careful here, because if we go past those platforms, we won't be able to go back. They're single direction because they're supposed to be vertical platforms that we can stand on if we rotate this. So if I turn this like this, I will fall through. But if I turn it like this, I won't go. So I think actually, if we start from the start, if we go here, and then we detach ourselves here and attach ourselves here, we can go all the way to the top and collect the golden piece quite easily. So the tricky part is getting to the exit, because we need to be able to go back to the bottom, but now we can't. But we should be able to do a flat edge connection here, because this piece, if we copy it, it does connect to itself, which lets us do a flat edge here, and then we're at the bottom of this piece. So then if we do the same thing, stay at the bottom, we're able to attach to this piece, and then we're at the door. Back to mining, but now mining's got flipping, which means we need to consider how the flipped piece will work into here. Of course, first focus is on the golden piece, which is in the corner here. So what connection can we make? I guess this, because that would let us go down and then to that piece, which means we basically have to make it to the door first in order to continue. If we do this, okay, that connects fully, so we will continue bouncing if we do this. If we go in, go all the way through, disconnect this, flip this, that lets us stop. And now we have a way to go down from here. Either, well, here we will just keep bouncing because there's no exit. But here we're able to get on top of this, which means we can get on top of this piece. And then we can walk through and press down, go towards the golden piece, go across, grab it, and then up to the door. Off we go. Level 9. I'm not sure how many levels there are in this final piece. Could be 10 because that was usually the max, or it could be 20 just because they want to test us extra. We've got a little alien with portals, but we also have a copy piece. I'm gonna presume that yes, portals do copies, so we can use that to our advantage here. The door and the golden piece are together, so we just have to jump out to it, but without accidentally leaving through the door. Considering this end piece only has one interjump, I assume we will be making some sort of flat edge connection. So if we duplicate this piece, we're able to connect like this. But in this case, the portals don't work because they only work if there is exactly 2 of them in a connected set. But we can take this away now, and now the portals activate. We can find ourselves in here. But now we basically would need a copy of this and a flat edge connection. So this way we can make it to where the door is, but not to where the golden piece is because they don't copy. So what I want to do is jump into this teleporter right now and then swap them 2 around again with the flat edge connection, and then just hop up, get the golden piece and get to the door. In level 10, back to teleporters and also rotation. Our exit option from here, I think it's only this, and we can climb up, or we can make it to the bottom of this piece, transfer ourselves somewhere else. Because this will connect to this piece while it's rotated, and yes, then we are able to get into here. And we are able to jump into this teleporter, yes. And this way, we can go on top, well, the golden pieces and collect it. And after that, we just need to get into the teleporter and get in the door. Okay, we've got level 11, which means there is more than 10. We're back to our king from the very start of this adventure. But we also have 3 separate flipping pieces. This one's got the golden puzzle. This one's got the door. And this one's just got tunnels. Obviously, we're not gonna have more than like 1 golden piece in the door, but who knows. Okay, the only way we can get out of here is a flat edge connection. And that's only available with this piece here, and then the other 2 are gonna be used to allow us to make the connection. So they connect like this, and then we connect like this, and we're able to go over to here. To get to the golden piece, okay, we will have to connect to this piece and side somehow. This can bring us back to here, which has a way down, but in order to use that way down, we need a flat edge connection down. I presume it will be with this piece here, right? Because then we can jump down. And so for that, we connect this and this, and then we're able to get it into here. That then lets us go into this tunnel. And that would actually let us go to the exit, but we're not yet there, right? We want to get here for the golden piece. So what's a good way to do that? Potentially the reverse of the piece we're now on, if we can make it into it. Well, we can just make it into this open space. I guess coming from the bottom here would also be an option. But now I've jumped out of this tunnel, I won't be able to jump back in, so I may have to, work through this piece again, do this flat edge again, so I'm here. Then to get there, I can go into this tunnel. If I go past the door, I can get on this piece. And that lets me make a connection with the piece with the golden piece, and yes, that's fine. And we can just fall down back to the door, and we win! Next in level 12, we've got digging, and we've got 1 piece of sketch. It fits all of them. So we'll have to figure out how best to use that. First of all, yes, to get out, we can use this. If we attach the sketch, we can go a little bit higher, but not high enough to get the golden piece. We can use this here, and then we're able to jump up to drill, drill into that. We just need to make it so that We don't bounce, yes. There we go. So now we're up high in this piece. But does that help us directly? Well, it lets us drill into here. Oh, and if we transfer this, it will cause a bounce. So if we try to go here, then quickly disconnect this. Now we're bouncing in here, and we can connect to the door piece, and we will come through to where the door is. But as always, we don't want the door quite yet. Ah, I see. We probably, yeah, we want to make it up there again, and we want to go through here. And then we get the golden piece. Now we've got to repeat what we've done in order to get back to the door. So drill through here, drill through to this, start bouncing, drill across, out the door we go. So we've got flipping, we've got copying. Oh, and this one also rotates on the other side. It does have like little bits of tunnels as well, but that means we can rotate it and then flip it, and then on this side we're doing something completely different. This one, it flips, but there isn't any extra mechanics. It's just additional pass-through, which probably we're still going to use. Well, to make it out of here, weirdly enough, that just lets us make it to the door, right? It's a quite a simple solution, but that's not what we're going for, right? We want to get the golden piece. So now that's just the question. How do we make it into this little corner? So how do we want to connect to this golden piece? Because it's in that corner, but there's a couple ways this could connect. Yeah, presumably we can't jump here because we will just exit through the door because the W is both jump and exit. So in this way, the door mechanic is blocking us. And this piece is the rotating piece, which means we can change where the golden piece appears in terms of connections. Potentially, let's copy this backside so that we can see what we can do with it. It connects here and it does let us, well, it lets us fall here, but we can't fall through, so we're still on the same piece we were on. Oh, but then we can connect here and actually be in the corner of the rotating piece. Do we copy the rotating side? Because then we can go in here. Oh, but the rotation does not copy. But we could rotate this around until the golden piece is in the corner we want. And connect those two together, and then yes, then we collect it. So that's all good. We can connect back to the door, and then we're out. Level 14. We've got flipping, we've got rotating, and we've got portals. So first step is get to the backside of the piece we're on. Well, to get out of here, this is our only option, right? We can only transfer to here. After that, the only connection to make is this. But this is just blocked. But we can turn this piece around and then flip it. And then we'll make it into the back here. And then if we flip it again, we can rotate, flip again. That connects here, we get the golden piece. So we can rotate with ourselves on the flip side. So now we need to make the connection with the portal. The portal's here. So actually we can go here, be next to the portal. But then this needs to be flipped, rotated. Portal activates, rotated again so we can stand by the door. And we're done here. Back to our queen from the start as well. They actually don't have any special mechanics. They're just visiting us to not be forgotten. So first off, the only thing we seem to have as a mechanic is copying. This connects us to the golden piece, but that's too high up to jump. So I think we need to copy the starting piece so that we're able to even exit from where we are. From here, we will be able to make back connection to here. Jump up, be the king. And that lets us join to the bottom of the door piece, but that's too high up to jump, so that doesn't get us anywhere. If we copy the piece we're on and transfer ourselves to that channel here, then we can put the golden piece attached to the back here and collect it. Now, how do we make it to the door? It feels like maybe there's a flat edge happening here. If we can make those two stack upon each other. Because this and this will connect, and this will connect, and then we can just fall down, and off we go. Off to level 16, so by now I assume there is probably 20 levels then. We've got the copy sheet and we've got rotation, so we will have to figure out the various ways we may want to arrange this piece. Golden piece in a corner there. To get connected to that corner, it would be under us here, which means we need to transfer to this side of this piece. Well, first things first, the way we get out is through a flat edge, so likely to the rotating piece. So I think we need to take a rotation this way, make a copy because it will stack there, then connect this. Yes, now we're able to make it here. From here we can rotate ourselves to access the other side, which will let us connect to the golden piece. No, okay, we won't because there is a wall in the way. So it's not gonna work to connect this side, but it will work if we turn like this. We can connect this side and then we can jump up to here. When we jump up to here, we can put ourselves on top of the golden piece and collect it. So now we just need the door, which is below us here, but that won't do. But it will do if it's above us here. We can jump on the ledges and we're out. Level 17, many pieces and a copy piece. So this is going to be complicated potentially. We've got our digging guy and we've got our golden piece here. So it is past the digging block, so we have to figure out what fits there. I mean, actually the piece we're on fits there. We just have to find a way to be a layer down because right now we're blocked by this platform we can't go through. So how can we do that? We can go in this piece and then it connects to itself. So we can copy to this, and when we dig up, we can move ourselves here and dig up to that spot we need in order to go left to the golden piece. So that's step one of this puzzle. Now, how do we get to the door? It connects here, that makes it open, but then we have to get into this bottom right corner of the piece we're in. So we'll need to figure that out. Well, first of all, we need to get out of here. We can get through back to here, and that then connects again with itself. And after that, we can dig through under the door. So that's not quite there, but then we have potentially access to something else. But actually this piece only connects with itself. It doesn't get us to the door, but it gets us to this new area. So this new area connects us here, we can jump to here. Then what can we build from that? We can connect this, and then this, and we get like a big vertical, so we can travel all the way up here. And actually from here, we're in this piece. This piece connects to itself in a way that lets us climb up here and jump to here. And that lets us connect to here, go through this side, and that gets us to that part where we can get above the door, because we need to be in this piece to be above the door, and that connects with that piece we can drill through, and we can jump down, and we're through. Through to level 18, we've got rotating and we've got copying. So what can we do? Where can we get from here? Well, nowhere on this piece, but we can get somewhere on this piece. And I assume there's gonna be a bunch of stuff to do with like copying a certain rotation, connecting to it. To get to the golden piece, we'll be looking at being in this corner and transferring. And then to get to the door, we will also need to like make a connection like this. So we'll be just switching between lots of orientations and corners. So how can we make it from the piece we're on to the other piece? It would seem only if we make it to the door first, right? Because the jam only it connects to both sides, but only where we're in the slot with the door. And to do that, where will we need to come from? Because while this piece will connect with itself, yes, on both sides, that just creates a locked up section with the door, right? It doesn't actually give us access. If we make it to the top of the green and yellow piece, the stop section, we will be able to transfer into one of those holes. So it's just the question, how do we make it to the top? Make it to the top of... No, the top of this piece also doesn't work. This piece, well, it's rotated, but we have to be on the opposite corner. So if we copy it, we can transfer into it like this. Okay, then we're on the top, but the top does not make the connection. We can copy this orientation. Then we'll be able to come here. And then we can transfer to here, but we're on the wrong side. So I want the other rotation. And then it's too high to jump. Transfer to here. Transfer to here. Copy this. Attach here. Then rotate this, transfer it here, and then rotate, yes, then I'm at the top, I'm here. Then this lets me make a connection to this piece, only this orientation. But then I'm gonna need to be making copies, not of it, because it doesn't actually work with that, but now I do have access to the door tile. When I'm in the door tile, I can rotate this and be in here, and then if I rotate it like this, I can make a copy of it, attach it to itself, go into here, that connects me to the golden piece. And then now I just need to work backwards to get myself to the door. Because it will connect here, but it's too high to jump right now. So possibly I just need a different orientation. If I copy it this way, then I can fall down here, I can make the connection with the door here, rotate it around, and then I can exit. Level 19! I think we're getting towards the end. I think it's going to be 20. So now, actually, no special mechanics. This is all just the basic king and queen pieces. But I see flat edges, so I assume we're gonna be making connections through that. Because we even have to start doing that in order to exit from here. So we can connect. Okay, we have to start like this. So we create a first connection. Then those pieces remain, but we switch at the top to make this connection. And then we're free to come through to here, to either the platforms or to go down. Then we can go up to this piece, disconnect ourselves, and that should take us to the golden piece if we just make the flat edge connection. Yes, there we go. And then we just have to make it through the door, which might be easier said than done. This connects here again to the platforms. Here and here is flat edges. Swap those two around, we can make it to this. And then swap those two around to make a flat edge connection. So then how do we exit this area? That's too many flat edges. So this and this lets those flat pieces connect. And then we can swap it at the top so we have the access to the platforms again. We want to go to those platforms because we know they connect with the door. We can go... Okay, so if we go down here, what connection can we make then? This will connect and this will connect, then we're down to the stairs. Then what can we place under? Where are we going from the stairs? We can stand on this. Oh, and then that takes us to those platforms and that takes us to the door. Level 20. We've got mining, we've got rotating, we've got copying, so there's gonna be a lot, right? Copying in various orientations that potentially connects to themselves and doing that. Doors here, golden pieces here. There are different interjambs as well. Hopefully the way they're aligned means they actually block out the different connections so we don't have like a million options. I think starting with, we can only go here. And then we will be able to rotate in some way. From here, I think, yeah, the only valid connection will be this piece with itself. We just have to find the right orientation we want to connect with. We could potentially make a connection with the copy of this piece. If we have it like this, copy it like that, it connects here. Takes us to this little pocket. So we can't go anywhere further, but that would imply we can connect back with something that will then work. Although it's none of those things. So potentially I started wrong. Potentially, I want to start by going into the non-rotated version of this piece and then go to a rotated version after, so that I can rotate myself here, and then I am able to go into that piece above me. And then I can jump and mine into this. Yes, it does let us extend our jump. So now I'm on a different area. I can connect to here, but it's only like a little end for transfer. Can it transfer anywhere useful? It does make a connection with this path across, but it's only a path across. It has to connect to something else, and it has this interjam. Oh, it connects with itself? I think that would be the way to the door. I can't copy it now, but I think if we rotate it like this, yeah, it will make a channel to the door, but I would have to be in the non-copied piece for that. So I have to get out, be here, and then if I copy this piece like this, I can make this connection and this connection, and that takes me to the door. But that's not yet it, because the golden piece, it's not ours. But once again, if I do this differently, if I copy this, put it here, then this is the door piece. When we get here, we will be able to rotate. Okay, no, we can go under this piece, but it doesn't make a connection. And it connects with nothing else, really. So it's something, but it's not quite it. I mean, it's the exit. So we definitely want that later. But yes, that means we just have to return to here. Return to this pocket and figure out how we can make it the golden piece. What does it even connect with? It connects with itself. Like this. So we would have to be here to drill down. No, we'd have to drill up. Here to drill up, and then we can jump. To be here to drill up. Can we? Can we get there? Where else does this piece take me, right? Because it took me one place on that side. Where can it take me on the other side? This corner. But I want to be in this corner on the other side. That would help me. How do I get into the corner on the other side? If I copy this piece, transfer myself here, then rotate, I can join in here. Then I'm in this corner. When I'm in this corner, where that would be it, was if this was the rotating piece. So I need to do this differently. I need to transfer here and transfer back to here. Oh no, and then I can go here. And I'm above this, so now I can copy myself, go up, move this up, go up, and then I get the golden piece. There we go. We're doing it. Now I just need to return to the way I was getting to the door. Okay, when I'm here, I can return to here. So that lets me again transfer between the different layers. I can make this connection, which lets me get back to this connection. And then all I need to do is copy the exit, rotate this, actually transfer myself onto this piece, and then off we go through the exit. And then is this the final level? Yes, it is. Wait. Finish the game without dying a single time. How do you die? I have questions. I didn't even know that was an option. But yes, that appears to be the end of the game. Unless there are any secrets. Like, yes, pressing on the various options or pressing on the various objects around the levels. Maybe they unlocked something. Or maybe they're just for fun. But yes, that was quite an original, fun approach to doing jigsaw puzzles and some very specifically puzzle platforming, right? It wasn't skill-based in the sense of like, oh, you just have to make the jumps at the right time, right? It was very much the puzzle of figuring out where do you transfer between the edges. But yes, my save appears to be at 100%, so that will be it in piece by piece. That last section did actually get really complicated. It wasn't all of the mechanics at the same time in the same level, but even mixing 3 of them could already introduce quite a bit of chaos and challenging thinking. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this game. And if you enjoyed this one, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.